It is all about finding hope for children with cancer. That is where we find Beth on live this morning. Hi, Beth.
Yeah, good morning, Naja. NFL is out of the question today. Today it's about finding cures for children's cancer. And I want to show you all the folks behind me. These are all the different teams that have lined up. They're getting warmed up for this walk that's going to happen in maybe the next 20 minutes. But I want to introduce you to team Blakey Sue. I almost called her Birdie, so this is Ann Birdie, her mother. Blakey lost her battle with cancer 3 years ago, and I imagine that has to be the most hard thing for your family.
Yeah, it's the worst thing I think a parent could ever go through, which is what brings us to here. You know, that's the biggest thing is not only is it emotional for me, but, you know, these are lots of children, not just Blakey. And though it's my daughter, I would not want anyone to ever have to go through anything like that before. Being diagnosed is one thing, but losing your life to it is another thing. And when it's a child, you know, it makes it that much more. So
it's hard to understand why anything like that would happen, but tell me about just the hope you guys find through events like this.
You know, just the promoting awareness, childhood cancer, it's the #1 leading disease killer in children, letting people know that. It's very, you know, common in adults, but you just don't think and imagine children getting it, and it happens every day. Probably 40 kids a day are diagnosed with childhood cancer. You know, and just raising money for research, every dollar counts. And being that it's such a small population, there's not a lot of places and a lot of researchers out there doing it. They're more of a combined efforts. And what we can raise the money for CureSearch goes to the Children's Oncology Group, and it gives that research money to find a cure.
And thank you so much. And this is City Cures, first time here in Kansas City. They're hoping to become one of the biggest walks in the nation, so they come back every year. So far, they've raised $75,000. For now, back to you, Naja.